What is up, everybody? It is Guy Smiley here, and we're going to do a quick mock review of this scene that I made. It's just a quick scene that I did with mostly stuff that I had laying around in my room, and then I built like a couple of other buildings and added to it to create the final product that you see there. It's just a little scene that I did because I wanted to have something to show off the drones that I built in. I didn't want to take a picture of the drones just on like a plain black background. I thought that'd be kind of boring, so I thought this would make it really interesting, you know, like kind of come out with the drones with like a bang, you know, like have something really awesome with the drones in it, and it'd be really cool, and it turned out really awesome, I think, in my opinion. So let's go take a look at this scene right now. So I didn't actually move anything from when I took the picture, and I didn't use any lights or anything. I actually don't usually use photography lights to take the pictures of my MOCs, and as you can see here, this is the angle that I took the picture from. However, I just thought you guys might be interested to see exactly how I take my pictures and what my setup is, and it's actually not professional at all. We just have this light tint here, which I use to kind of diffuse the light and make it like really nice. There's no like harsh lighting, there's no shadows or anything. It kind of diffuses everything and makes it all even. So this is definitely a must-have if you guys are doing LEGO photography. I definitely highly recommend getting one of these light tints. They're like probably like $30 or $40 on Amazon. This is a pretty big one, but if you're doing like smaller MOCs, usually you don't need like this big of a light tint here. And so I take my pictures all the way. I actually go all the way back here, and I use this tripod right here, and I position my tripod like this at a pretty high angle, you know, about right there. And as you can see, this lens doesn't zoom very far in, but that's because I usually use this zoom lens right here to take my pictures with. And this is a Nikon. This is a 300mm zoom lens, and that allows me to take the pictures from really far back. But it keeps the the area very small, so there's no like fisheye effect. Because if I zoom all the way out like this, when you're doing scenes, you don't want to use a lens like this because that means you have to build a lot more of the scene. As you can see, it's more like wide angle. You get a little bit of a fisheye effect, you know, when you're at 18mm like this. But the more you zoom in, the less of that effect you get, and the less you have to build of the scene, and the more realistic it looks, in my opinion. Because you know you don't usually see pictures like this, you know. It might look cool, but yeah, you don't usually see stuff like that in real life. It usually looks more like this. So yeah, that's how I do my pictures. I take them really far back, and I use a very long exposure. Actually, I use like a 2-second exposure here, and I didn't use any lights. Just use the light tint to diffuse the natural lighting, and then a very long exposure on the camera. So now talking about the scene itself here. As you can see, there's this big yellow thing here. I actually just had this laying around over here, and I was like, I just need something to hold up these tubes here, because when you're doing a scene, you really do want to have objects in the foreground. Foreground objects really make the scene feel more immersive, so that's what I was doing with these tubes here. They're kind of like maybe like electrical wires or something, and they're going up and across this corner of the picture right there, and that really adds more immersion to it, because in real life, you know, if you're taking a picture in the city, there's going to be stuff like over here, there's going to be stuff over here, there's going to be stuff over here, so this really adds more immersion to it. And I just grabbed any Lego thing that I had that was tall that I could attach them to, and it happened to be that's like the B-Wing landing thing from a very old B-Wing set from 2003. And then we have this tree over here, which I just had in my room. I built this a long time ago. You guys might remember this in a vlog. And I just kind of brought this in, and then I positioned it so that, well, actually, I had it still built like this. I took it apart because I wanted to see what other things I could do, but I figured out the best way to do it was to have it like this, and then just position the tree just like that. I think it was like this. Yeah, just like this, in the corner of the picture somewhere, and that added something over here in the foreground, and it added a lot of some really nice color as well, some really nice pink color that you don't really see a lot in scenes and stuff, and it kind of matches the vibe of the scene as well, because this is kind of like a futuristic Japanese kind of a vibe that I have going on here, with this like Japanese lettering, that kind of shaping there, the shaping of this building. We have a Japanese lettering over there. And another thing about the foreground objects like the tree and the wiring is they really help to cover up the kind of like the less interesting parts of the ground. Because if I take these away, then as you can see, it starts to look a lot more plain. It doesn't look so good as it does with the stuff in the foreground and stuff. And then I actually had this truck here as well, just laying around in my room. It's something that I made a while back, and I hadn't got a chance to take a picture of it or post it anywhere. But I just kind of I was like, I need something right here, because if you take it away, you know, okay, now what do you have? It's just like a big empty concrete place that doesn't look very good. So I was like, I really need something right there, but I don't want to build anything else right now. So I was like, let's just grab this truck that I have laying around. Built it a long time ago, and we can put it right there. And then it's like, oh, that makes sense actually, you know, because there's gonna be trucks, there's gonna be vehicles. If it's like a city street or if it's like an alleyway, you know, these guys got here somehow. Maybe this is their truck. So yeah, it works really, really well to just use stuff that you have laying around. If you have like vehicles, or just build vehicles, you know, build vehicles and put them in empty spots in your scenes if you want to really make it look a lot more interesting versus just having it blank like this, as you can see, with nothing around, nothing over here, nothing in the foreground, and it kind of loses a lot of immersion like this. It looks fake, you know. It doesn't look real, you know. In real life there is stuff all around in every place on the city streets. So now let's take a look at the minifigure and the drones that I made for this scene. This is a minifigure that I made here for the scene, and I got the legs. These are Eclipse graphics. They are his Halo Spartan legs, and I got these on a minifigure that I got on his Black Friday sale. They are not available anymore. They are really awesome though. 360-degree printed all the way around with a really cool design. And there's the print showing through of the torso that I used. That's just a Black Panther torso. I needed a torso for this, and the armor is from also something that I got on Eclipse Graphics' Black Friday sale. It is from the Brick Arms Workshop Wonders. It's like the armor that they have sometimes on there. It's black. It looks really cool, and it looks very futuristic, and it's just taped onto a Black Panther torso, as you can see, because this armor does not have any straps or anything to hold it on. It doesn't go around the minifigure's neck, so you have to secure it in place yourself with some tape or some glue. And then I have this very rare Amazing Armory shield right here that I used. I just thought I would throw that in there. Tiny tactical gas mask here, and a Lego visor here with a Lego helmet, and then an Eclipse Graphics balaclava underneath there. And then for the drones, these are my own design. I did a tutorial on how to build these a while back, and I am actually selling these now. So if you guys want to buy some of these, you can message me on Instagram or leave a comment on the picture that I'll post of these on Instagram if you guys want to buy one. They're $15 each, and they come with all the stickers that you need to make them look exactly like this. And they look really, really awesome with the stickers on there. I redesigned the stickers from the ones I used last time, and I made them more like more Lego-like, I guess. Made them cleaner, made them easier to see the design on, and they have a little camo design. This one's Unit 2. This one is Unit 3. And as you can see, they are very posable. You can make them hold a weapon like this. You can have them hold a weapon like this. They have a really cool eye piece there. They have like 3 eyes, 3 sensors. They use a rubber band in the side of the head, and I made some custom antennas here with some tubing and a cut piece of a Lego antenna right there. So this red building here is actually one that I had laying around in my room for quite some time now. I did show it for a couple seconds in a few vlogs, just like as a cut scene in between some clips. So you guys might remember it from there. But this, what we did for most of the building here is we used a lot of irregular colors. We used some dark gray interspersed in the red here, and some dark gray as well on the base of the building and on the side as well over here, to kind of give it a very aged look and make it look like some stuff was discolored, like there may be some dirt on it. And we used a lot of different sized red tiles here on the roof to make it seem like some pieces had fallen off, to make it look like aged a little bit, like it was weathered a little bit. And that's what I really love to do with a lot of my scenes, is use all of these different colors and like throw some different things in there to make it look dirty, to make it look used. That's what we did as well with the door over here, which I want to highlight, because this is a door that I actually made it for a different scene that I was working on, and I was like, I really don't feel like making a new door for this scene that I'm doing right now. So I just kind of stole it and I changed the color to black. But midway through, I was like, wait, you know, maybe I should just leave a little bit of brown there. And it actually looks really cool. It looks like it's maybe dirt, maybe it's discoloration of the black. You know, maybe the paint has come off on that part of the door. And it worked out really well right there. And this building on the side right here, we just used some masonry bricks and some tiles and some different pieces that have some different texture to give it some texture as well. But I didn't put too much time into that because it was in the very, very background, and it's just a very simple brick built building with a door on it. This is just a cool Lego door that I had laying around. And this light was also something that I had from a scene that I was working on previously, and I just kind of used it in there. I don't think you could see it, but the very bottom of it. I think that's as much as you could see in the final picture of this scene. So that's actually kind of good because now I'll be able to use it in the other scene and people won't think I'm recycling too much from previous scenes. And here is the back of the scene. And as I have said before in my previous video about how to make Lego scenes, you can just hide everything back here. You don't have to care about what this looks like, so you can use pieces, you know. If you just need to use one face of a piece, you can hide the rest of it back here. And, you know, it looks terrible. But, you know, that's what a scene is. A scene is only about getting that one angle and making it look perfect from that one angle. And then everything else doesn't matter. So you can actually do some really cool stuff that you can't do with other kinds of builds where you need to have all angles of the build look good. So right here is this side building right here. This building. This is the back of that. And we'll just take this off because I want to show you guys the door, because it's a perfect example of what you can do with a scene. Because, you know, if you're doing a build where you need to see all angles of it, you can't do this much complex stuff because you're going to be able to see this eventually. You know, there's only so much room you have to hide it if you want to be able to look at this angle as well. So, but for scenes, you know, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff, and that's what I did for this door to make it look really complex and give it like a very realistic door look. Actually, it has like the 4 panels right here, and this is how I did that. So this whole piece actually can come out, and this is what I used for the door. And as you can see, it's very complicated. I'm not going to try to show you guys how to do this, but I just kind of mean this as a bit of inspiration that you guys can do crazy stuff with scenes, you know, and don't be afraid to just do crazy stuff like this and try to get things that look insanely complicated from the front, because they end up looking really good. And as you can see, this is the door. It's got stuff coming here to hold these panels in place. It's got stuff here to hold the middle part in place. And on that side building there, these parts of the wall, these are actually built sideways like this to allow me to use this window piece, except have it be vertical versus horizontal. And the same with this one as well. There's a little plant in the window right there, as you can see as well. I don't think you could see that in the scene, but I just put it there just in case you could. And there's that other piece of the side of the door, of the side of the wall, I should say. And then this is the door here. This is the middle part of the door. And as you can see, this kind of goes like right in there. So this part is attached here, and then this part is attached right there. And it's very delicate. It was pretty much, the thing about the complex things you can do is you can actually hold them together with everything around them as well. So that's kind of what I did with this door here. So on this building here, I'm not going to disassemble this one because I do want to I think I want to keep it built in case I want to use it again in a scene a ways down the road. But we have a high voltage box here. This is a printed tile from Citizen Brick right here. A tile that I got a very long time ago. I've used it in numerous scenes, and it's a really great piece because you can put it on the side of a building. It adds a lot of detail. It's like a voltage, like an electrical box on the side of the building. I threw in a lot of trash cans just to make the scene look a little bit cluttered, to add some more realism and make it look like it's kind of in like a slums area, maybe like a not so nice area of town with all the trash cans laying around. And for this building, let's take a look at the door here. Some flowers on it, as you can see there. I threw on this Japanese tile here with some Japanese lettering from the Ninjago sets. And then we have this sticker here. I just thought it looked really cool, I think. It was kind of blurry in the background, so you couldn't really tell what it said. But this transport sticker, it's kind of like a worn-off sticker that I just had in my drawer, and it actually worked really well for this. Even though it's kind of like, it doesn't really mesh well with the Japanese lettering, I guess. Because like the flower, like what's transport with the flowers and that, you know, it doesn't really make sense. But since it was blurry, it didn't really matter very much. And let's just take off this here. So this is the roof, piece of the roof, and there is the roof that's how I connected that right there. This piece right here just connects to that right there. And then let's remove this wall so I can just show you guys this door as the last part of the video. So this is the panel here for the wall. And I used these rail pieces to fill in the gap, because if I didn't use the rail pieces, there would have been a gap between this black pillar and the actual gray part there. And then the door is just kind of sitting there. I actually forgot how I even attached this, because I built this so long ago. And then here's the door. So that's pretty amazing that I came up with that, actually. I really forgot how I did that. And I guess I just used these headlight bricks here and attached both halves of the door. I built it in 2 halves. As you can see, there's one half and there's the other half. The only thing I wish I was able to do is actually get a white line above this top window here as well. I think that would have made it a little bit better. But yeah, so there's that door. Looks very cool. Again, you can do some really crazy stuff with doors, with scenes, because you can't see the back of it. And you have unlimited space in the back of the scene to hide everything that you don't want people to see, so that you can have a really awesome front picture here for the final shot of the scene. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. I've pretty much talked about all the stuff in this scene. So be sure to leave a comment down below if you guys liked this video, if you guys want to see more videos like this and more breakdowns of like MOCs that I do. And be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. And I will see you guys in the next video.